Live Client Challenge, presented by Ali, Shivam, Rahul, and Shunak. As society gets smarter and more digital, big issues like climate change are being tackled. As this mindset forms, the economy is undergoing massive changes in terms of sustainability. One aspect within this can be seen through the increased focus on circular economical systems. This term refers to areas of economy where system thinking is used to form a closed loop where products are not just used after consumption, but recycled and reused in some way. That way, they stay within a circle. The, con- the concept of circular economy can be seen in various different industries. An interesting one within fashion.
The textiles industry uses a lot of non-renewable resources like oil to generate synthetic fibers, fertilizers to grow cotton, and chemicals to make dye and finished fibers and textiles around 98 million tons per year. Due to its low rates of use, which leads to high level of output and low levels of recycling, the existing wasteful linear system is the fundamental cause of this massive and ever-increasing pressure on resources. Beyond the consumption of raw resources, the industry has a huge impact. By 2050, the fashion industry may have consumed more than 26% of the carbon budget associated with the 2-degree global warming limit if it continues its current path. To stay inside the 2-degree average global warming limit, it is consequently vital to move away from the existing linear and inefficient textile system. While several low-income nations have high rates of apparel consumption, other countries have much lower rates. In the United States, for example, clothing is only worn for around a quarter of the time compared to the global average. Customers dissipate $460 billion each year by discarding products they may wear again, and certain articles are often discarded after only 7 to 10 uses.
During this challenge, our team has identified a few manufacturing organizations across public and private areas that have successfully adopted the circular economy model into their program. We will explain how they did it and how we are going to use it as our example for our own startup, SmartGate. We have used Avery Dennison, Adidas, and Thousand Phil as our examples. Avery Dennison is our first example due to their unique and simple way of thinking about things. So, what they really do? As we know, when we buy a new piece of clothing, a cycle begins, in which we utilize the good and then discard it. This form of production utilization is classified as linear economy, which consists of three steps: take, make, and dispose. Furthermore, many individuals may be surprised to find that 84% of clothing is disposed in landfills or anywhere else where they dispose clothes. Every year, more than 400 pounds of clothing are discarded in New York alone. Therefore, it is better to make process of linear economy as long as possible, or even make it better by bringing that product back to life again as a brand new product. This waste occurs when used clothes are not adequately resold, recycled, or repurposed properly. Instead, vast quantities of these resources are utilized to make new clothes that will only be used for a short period of time before being thrown away forever, causing our world to grow more polluted by day. With our present linear economy, fashion not only harms the environment but it also harms us humans. Since we lose over $4.5 trillion in global economic growth each year by utilizing products for such short period of time. As a result, the global material science company Avery Dennison developed a concept known as reverse care label, which allows the consumers to use their smartphones and to scan the QR code located on the back of the cloth and immediately identify the easiest way to resell, reuse, or responsibly dispose the piece of clothing. This method guarantees that the product returns to supply chain in some way and does not goes to waste.
Now let's get to our second example, which is Adidas. Adidas, as you know, is one of the largest fashion companies in the world. and thus responsibility to get more ethical and get more sustainable as a company is extremely high. Adidas has of this reason began to implement certain product and product lines as well as features that test and implement a more ethical and sustainable model and processes. One of these is obviously referring to a circular and economical model and can be seen within the Ultra Boost DNA loop shoe, which already says in the name that it uses a loop system where the shoe is only made of recycled thermoplastic polyurethane, short TPU, which materials are gathered from several other shoes as well as clothes. And the Ultra Boost itself doesn't require any glue or plastics as it is manufactured and put together using very high temperatures. These approaches and technologies enable Adidas to work on their brand reputation as well as ensuring a smooth transition into a sustainable company, as in the future every company will have to adapt to a more sustainable firm and using sustainable processes. While Adidas is a huge company and has a lot of money to spend on such technologies, Thousandfell is a company that is relatively new and has an extremely interesting approach. Obviously, white sneakers are in every wardrobe, no matter if it's for a man or woman, and regardless of the style. However, Thousandfell is a company that was founded in 2019 and has had an approach of manufacturing highly recycled and highly sustainable sneakers, which are, as an example, odor resistant due to the airy aloe vera inside the shoe, which soles are made of yoga mats so that they are more sustainable, and the list goes on. Essentially, the shoe is made of several materials that are recycled and that make the shoe last a long time. However, if the shoe once is worn out, Thousandfell either refurbishes them or eviscerates them and reintroduces them into the supply chain, which is all for free. Such companies will emerge more and more, and they will succeed.
With careful use of examples that we found, we decided to make our own startup company, SmartGate. We are a clothing brand, and our brand company manufactures high-quality apparel with environmental friendly features. Since often in life, we people buy things with expectation that they will last forever. But that statement is completely meaningless when it comes to fashion, especially clothing. Because we people get bored of things quickly and tend to get rid of them fairly fast. Clothes are great examples for that statement. Right now, up to $500 billion valued is lost every year because used clothes are not being properly recycled, resold, or repurposed, as said before. As a result, our firm decided to attempt to assist the environment by providing customers with practical and efficient ways to dispose of their worn clothing. You might be wondering how we're going to pull this off. We've all seen the small tags attached to the inside of our clothes that tell us what temperature to wash the clothes, what product to use to wash the clothes, and so on. So our firm decided to utilize that tag and print a little QR code on it. The QR code is linked to our website, and when clients scan it, it will take them to our website, telling them the nearby SmartGate retail stores and retail outlets where they can bring their used clothes and gain loyalty points from us. From there, we take the worn clothes and appropriately reuse, resell, or repurpose them. With the collected money, our company covers the cost of this procedure and donate the rest to marine cleanup or charities and so on. This idea is very multi-purpose because not it's only good for the environment, it is good for humans also because poor people who can't afford it get clothes for free. It's also good for our company because we gain customer loyalty and This can have a very good effect on our brand's image.
So, as mentioned above, you must be familiar with the process, right? That customer buys a product, uses it for 1 or 2 times, and once they're bored, they return it to a retail store. But what exactly happens after the clothes are returned to a retail store? Let me give you a look at the internal process of smart gates. So, this process can be divided into 9 parts. The first one is transporting the used products to a warehouse. Second is quality inspection. Third, passing it to consumers with low financial capacity. Fourth, consumer using it again and returning it to nearest store. Fifth, those materials being shipped back to a factory. Sixth, exclusive items will be made out of it. Seventh, items will be auctioned. Eight, the money collected will be used for covering costs. And last but not the least, profitably used for activities like ocean cleaning, etc. So let me take you into explaining what does this process means. So once the product reaches to our retail store, then these products are qualified into two categories: first, usable and non-usable. This makes sure that the product which is usable is separated and put it into a section where it will be transferred to the people with low financial conditions who can't afford the retail price or the MRP of a brand, and the product which are unusable are being shipped to the factory which is in overseas. So from there, the products which are usable are being transferred to the people, as mentioned, who have low financial capacities, and once they use the product again, they can give it back to the factory which is in which is in the locality or in nearest city or district or in the country. This will make sure that the used product is converted into something exclusive, and that product will be auctioned. The purpose of creating a factory in developing countries is because uh, we don't want a business only to be circular model, but we want economy to also be circular. The main reason of opening a factory in developing countries because it will provide employment to the people, and if there's an employment to the people, which means they'll have more disposable income, and with more disposable income the kids can have access to better education and better lifestyle. This means that these kids who have better education will gradually turn up to get a good job, and thus it will improve the financial condition, which means more spending in the economy. So this shows that there's an overall impact, and it's like overall circular positive impact, and that's the reason we want economy also to be circular as well as our business also. This is the reason we are gonna give it back to the people who can't afford it and create exclusive items once these people have used this product, as the product is of no more use, and the cost and the revenue collected from selling these exclusive items which are going to be auctioned, it will cover a business cost, because the main purpose of business is to not stay in profit but to protect the environment and to shift to a circular business model. So once the costs are covered of a business, the overall remaining profit will be donated, will be used in terms of cleaning up the ocean or for providing education to the deprived student or providing proper medical facilities to malnourished children, or any challenges which are towards society. This will help us to give back to the society from where we actually started and help to protect the environment too. So this is the main and main motive of a company to not focus on profitability but to focus on changing and creating a healthy environment and a healthy business model. Thank you.
Thank you for watching and hope this video was helpful for you.